Before that, there were American Honey. So me and Joe saw this.
Yeah.
Ryan. Prioritising the sesh.
No, I did.
Yeah,
I didn't. No. It was dogs.
Which
given last time I won a fair bit of money.
Which you end up going out.
Did it turn into a sesh though?
But it didn't intentionally start that way.
You tell yourself that.
Yeah. It didn't intentionally
So
start.
American
I will
Honey,
catch up with it though.
I mean, Joe, you've seen Andrea Arnold's films before as well. Big fan.
I enjoy her films. I mean, what was it? Fish Tank in Red Road, and obviously the famous Oscar-winning short film Wasp, which is really good.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So this is a new one. She's gone stateside. She's got a reputation for the sort of realism, the sort of British realism from Red Road and Fish Tank. And then this film, she's kind of borrowed the style from Fish Tank for this film. It's got that 4:3 ratio, which some people I've seen kind of can't get their heads round.
I really like it.
I like it as well.
I love that ratio. I mean, obviously, there's usually films it's kind of like either 2:3:5 or 1:5, very flat. But I like seeing the 4:3 ratio back. I think
I saw one review saying they couldn't exactly explain why it was in that ratio. I don't know. I think it does work.
But even then,
we'll get to,
because it depends on the film. Because I think that nowadays a lot of films are just kind of anamorphic for no real reason.
Yeah.
just cinematic. No, it doesn't.
To give it that sort of look at me, I'm a film. Look
at me, I'm a film.
So the story is in this one. It's a girl called Star. She looks after two small children. She's with this sort of abusive boyfriend called Daddy.
Yeah.
We don't even know he's called Daddy, which is a bit strange.
I think it's either like this. I think it's stepdad or some kind of relation that's not really fully explained. But either way, it's a poor kind of.
She's not happy.
Like,
and she wants a better life for herself. She's 18-year-old. She's not really doing what she wants to do at all. She doesn't know what she wants to do, really. That's the problem. So she's at the supermarket getting some groceries. This van pulls up. It's got Shia LaBeouf and his rat tail. And it's this sort of crazy crew of people. They go into a supermarket where Rihanna, We Found Love is playing, and they all lose their minds, and they all just flip out and go crazy. And she is kind of transfixed by this. She thinks this is absolutely amazing, and she's kind of inspired by it. And they offer a chance to join them on their party van, and she's like, well, I can't really do it. I've got two small children. She does, of course, end up in the party van. Of course she does. Of course, yeah. And it's a tour across America. What they do is they sell magazines door to door, subscriptions to people. They go through wealthy neighbourhoods, poor neighbourhoods, all with the goal of flogging some magazines. And they have these elaborate cons and stories that they tell. It's different each time. To try and just make money. That's what it is. Make money, make dollar.
That's basically. I mean, it's the head of the kind of magazine selling. Her name's Crystal.
Yeah.
I forget the actress's name.
Riley Keough.
Riley Keough, yeah. And she heads it all, and she gets the motel. She pays for the gas. She does all that, and literally. The idea is before they go out, they do that chant there. You see it in the trailer, like "Got money." It's all about the money. It's all about selling door to door, lie as much as you can. Like before. She gets introduced to the world. Shia LaBeouf's character gives her a list. She says, "Okay, remember all of these steps. You've got to remember these, and just do anything you can to get money."
Yeah. So in that sense, I suppose when you say it like that, I suppose it's quite a good satire of capitalist America, isn't it? Really?
I suppose, yeah.
I didn't get that straight away, but I suppose now that you think about it, yeah. So it's this journey across America through Andrea Arnold's vision, which we already know is going to be pretty special, and through Robbie Ryan's cinematography,
which is fantastic, of course.
Which is incredible. Yeah. I mean, maybe his choice to shoot it 4:3. Maybe not. We don't really know.
I think it's just Andrea Arnold. She's always like that. Because it's unique. Because obviously, when you think 4:3 straight away, you think old school. Academy ratio, lockdown camera. But obviously, Arnold, she always does the the handheld 4:3, and it works a lot. I think it's a great aspect ratio for the human form and human face. Especially, it's unique to see it with that kind of handheld style. And beautiful cinematography all the way through. But it's the film is just basically a journey with Star's character going through. There's that kind of improvisational feel to it, and especially with the camera work, because you can just tell in the film there's just moments that's being caught as they've kind of just drove all across America. I think I remember reading that they travel something like 12,000 miles, just going all over the place as they were filming.
I suppose that's quite impressive. The journey you see on screen.
Yeah, it feels like
it's a real journey. And these are all unknown actors. They're all real people. Essentially, they've all been sort of just cast for their first role. So it is a real journey for them as well. And I suppose along the way they will have learned things about themselves, about acting, and it's quite remarkable in that sense, really, isn't it? Not to sort of poster quote or anything, not just to be that sort of buzzword to sum the film, but I think it's euphoric. The sensation it gave me for the whole thing. I mean, considering it's nearly 3 hours long.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it, did it?
No, it didn't.
It never drags.
I think it just kind of adds to a good form of content, because the improvisational style works really well with the directionlessness of Star's character, as well as where else they're going. I mean, they basically do just go place to place, and so obviously you get the mix of that with difference of American societies, because the first place they visit is it's very upper class, and straight away you'll see Crystal saying, okay, we're in a good neighbourhood now, and you got to act a certain way, but the next one we're in a bad neighbourhood now, where you don't really have to act or dress up like you usually have to.
Yeah, I suppose it's quite alarming how close these cities are together, isn't it? Like that you can be 10 minutes away from a shanty town as opposed to a sort of really
like
nice,
a high class,
like oil kind of area.
And it's fascinating, because honestly, it's a side of America which, to be honest, I've never really seen explored to that extent on film.
No.
So it was a very brilliant watch to see that, and overall, I absolutely love the film.
I think it's a really interesting film.
It really was.
If you had to compare it to anything, could you think of anything off the top of your head? I've got two things in mind.
Style-wise, straight away, obviously, Fish Tank, and obviously our previous films. But I don't know. I mean, in some ways, I suppose the Lost Youth films, some different ones. But other than that, the kind of direction, the style, there's probably a few others. Obviously stuff like, I guess, Easy Rider. I suppose, like the kind of road movies.
I think it is still a very unique film, though, isn't it?
Definitely,
it's still like nothing you'll see this year as such. I mean, I got Harmony Korine vibes from it. The sort of directionless nature of it. The way it kind of it didn't seem like it was directed as such. It had that sort of free flowing, free will spirit about it, and obviously a bit of a Spring Breakers vibe just because of how crazy it all is. Yeah. A bit of. I mean, Girlhood's just one example, but the sort of fish out of water situation that she's planted in, that she's sort of just dragged kicking and screaming at this sort of completely different universe to what she's used to, and she's kind of she doesn't know how to react to she doesn't know what she's doing particularly, and as the film goes on, she does sort of get caught up in that life. There's a whole thing with Shia LaBeouf. Yeah,
that, and like obviously because he's kind of the lapdog with Crystal in the film, and like she likes Shia LaBeouf's character, and there's a little kind of triangle there. But as well as that, you obviously get the good as she's going on this big journey, because she hasn't really done anything like that, looking at her previous life, and you see this kind of journey. But obviously you see the dark side of it, because obviously with Andrea Arnold you do get that a lot. You don't. I know just get the nicest.
It got to that point, and I thought it's just so good, and then I just thought it'd be happy forever, and of course it has to take some turn. Yeah.
Especially with that, obviously the lifestyle is kind of glamorous in a way, especially for younger people, but it does show you the dark side of it at times.
I could never do that, though.
No, I could never. No.
We said straight away that's not something we could do. We couldn't just pack up our life and travel around.
Obviously, the people in the film obviously aren't actors, but they were nice people. They were nice characters to kind of follow through. So that's what kind of made it enjoyable, I suppose. But
possibly a bit rose tinted in that sense.
Yeah, in that sense, I suppose. Because realistically, people commenting in reviews saying I've done this type of stuff. The people that you're with aren't as nice as.
I suppose if they've been on the road together for a long time, they might have formed a unity where they kind of respect each other a bit more.
So it becomes kind of like surrogate family for start.
Yeah,
in a weird
exactly.
way. But I mean, they're not obviously all good in some aspects, because there is a thing with what Crystal does is if people don't make a certain amount of money, they have to fight each other.
Yeah, at the end of the two worst sellers of the week have to fight each other. Yeah. It's a strange thing.
Strange little rituals and stuff like that.
It just made me smile for the whole thing. I mean, obviously when it gets dark, but generally on the whole, I was just very impressed by it. I thought it was really, really good.
I really enjoyed its moment by moment nature, and I had no idea what was going to happen next, and I really enjoyed that.
I think the music as well. I mean, it's a lot of music that I wouldn't normally listen to. Yeah, it's a lot of trap. It's a lot of stuff that I would never go near at all.
But it worked.
In sense of the film, it's perfect. It's like its own little character. There's very few moments of the film where isn't some kind of music playing. It's a very fast moving film. It's always going somewhere. It never fades to black or anything as such. It's just a constant free moving thing. And like you said, you never know where it's going to go. I thought it was very, very impressive. I think for what she's doing, like Andrea Arnold, the stuff that she's putting out is very unique and very special. So long may it continue.
It's LaBeouf's best role.
That's a good point. I think it's one of his.
Yeah, he's brilliant in this. Absolutely phenomenal in this, I thought.
He seems to have put behind him the the troubles that he's had.
That's one of Even Stevens' movie.
I was just listening back to an episode of the show where he was doing the thing with the phone calls.
Oh man,
and it was us trying to call him. And obviously we didn't get through. But can you imagine if we had?
I wouldn't know what to say. But like, hi,
what
Shia.
Yeah. But no, it's an excellent film. Definitely go see it. That's American Honey. It's at the Tyneside Cinema now. Recommend Joe.
Yes, definitely.
I will recommend it, and Ryan, you should see it as well.
I will see it. I will endeavour to see it.
You were going to see it.
You'll have to.
See, he was going to see it, but he got on the sesh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was the dogs. I didn't win.
Did it turn into a sesh though?
It did turn.
Yeah, but it didn't attend to.
We tried to join the sesh because American Honey got us that pumped, but yeah,
But you went home straight away.
Yes, because the sesh.
Well, no, we went to the sesh.
And then you didn't have one drink and then you left.
Yeah.
But when you go from a film like American Honey, which is very genuinely fun, and you go to something like the Cooper Rose in Sunderland,
it's not very fun.
and it's loud, and they're playing Robin Thicke, and you kind of think,
So you got a drink.
It's nothing. No. Drink responsibly is the message from that as well.
Yeah,
don't drink.
Don't drink like Ryan.